Hello gentlemen, in today's video I'm talking about 10 of my personal favorite men's colognes. These are very good colognes that I would recommend to you guys wholeheartedly. If you watch this channel all the time, then you'll notice that this list doesn't include some of my usual favorites like Bleu de Chanel and other ones, but I've tried to pick some of my least maybe mentioned fragrances, but the ones that I still adore. First up, we've got Dior Homme Cologne. This is such a juicy and fresh manly fragrance. I love how crisp and citrusy it is. It's just this sophisticated French Riviera sort of a manly scent. I can imagine it on somebody like a guy in a linen shirt. It's extremely refreshing, but not in like oceanic way, more in like a citrusy way. So if it's really hot out there, then this is a perfect fragrance for that occasion. And I just love this. This is just like, you smell it and you think summer. Oh, it's so good and addictive. Next fragrance that is totally worth recommending. It's my personal favorite because my husband wore it, and when we were dating, it's Dolce Gabbana Pour Homme Eau de Toilette. This is just such a comforting tobacco lavender scent. It's so soothing. If you want something that is just so huggable and you want like people around you to really want to get close to you, then this is really amazing. It smells really sexy and sensual. Just one of those underrated Dolce & Gabbana fragrances. Like it's perfect to have like light blue intense and this, because they totally serve a different purpose and they're like a perfect day to night sort of a collection. Next fragrance that I don't talk about enough, but I absolutely still love and I've been loving for years, it's L12 from Lacoste. This fragrance is killer. It's so good. They've got a whole line of like shower gels and everything. I think because people love it so much. So good. This is like this sexy, sporty guy coming out of the shower. It's just citruses and lime, and it's tart and so good. I mean, this is like a manly man sort of a scent. So good. The only issue with this is that it doesn't last a huge amount of time, but you can get it really affordably at discounters. So just get a bottle and just respray it. But this scent, like just smelling it, oh, it's such a good scent. Next up, we've got a newer release from Valentino Woman. This is the intense version, and I mean, this is a solid release. I love it. It's like this blue sort of a woody fragrance that every guy just adores and everybody around them adores, but they put like this fun ginger note in here, a bit of spices to make it a bit more original, and this scent is so strong, projecting, just will give you tons of compliments. This is like your fail-safe everyday scent. Such a good release from Valentino. Just love their scent so much. By the way, I'll link these fragrances down below and discounters for each of the countries that I can find, like the ones that I personally use or I know that somebody has used and they sell the real stuff at great prices. This fragrance, next fragrance, is Awaken from Tumi. Tumi is like a designer fragrance because they make luggages, if I'm not mistaken. This scent, they've released a couple, but they're so good. I'm so surprised. Like usually brands don't put that much effort into their fragrances, but this fragrance is just killer. It's super citrusy, kind of like, it's also got this like apple opening, like I can really smell green apple in the opening of this one. It's fizzy, it's citrusy, it's intense, reminds me a bit of YSL Y, but a bit more fresher, and I just love the whole cap situation. The projection longevity is also great. I'm just really impressed with Tumi and this Awaken fragrance. It's so good. It's designer level, like official designer level. Next up, we've got a rose scent for men, and it is Moschino Toyboy. This bottle always makes me laugh because it's so funny. I mean, who would think to put this bottle for a manly scent? But it is very, very good. And to me, I love this. It's my personal favorite because it's not like other designer scents for men out there. They dared to go a bit different, the different direction, and this is like your spicy rose with freshness, with this like watery cooling freshness, which is incredible. And to me, this is something that definitely stands out. Like if you were a guy and wore this, I'd be like, oh, is this even designer? Because it's so different for a guy to smell like this, but in a good way. Like I would love that. So if you maybe are somebody who is into more expensive scents or niche scents, and you want something a bit different, you don't want like a blue scent or something that is generally like a manly scent to be wearing, then this is just a bit of a twist, a bit different, but still very, very attractive and likable, and I love it for that. Next up, we've got Galan Luminal Extreme. This version I personally love, especially right now, just because it's a bit more deeper and denser and heavier on the cinnamon than the other versions of this Luminal. This Extreme version is like this tobacco with almondiness and spices, warming spices, and this is just romance, sexiness, like everything. This is a scent that I love so much. Like this is very expensive smelling, very different smelling. Again, not a blue scent, but something a bit more warm and ambery, but not too sweet or ambery either. So it still smells like a man, but it's just a very comforting scent. And Galan's fragrances are just incredible. They are a fragrance house. They're not like a fashion house, they are a fragrance house. So their fragrances are absolutely killer. Next up, we've got Jimmy Choo Man Aqua. This fragrance is very fresh and cooling, typical sexy straight out of the shower sort of a fragrance. It just nails it, nails this DNA. Ever since I got it, I was like, yeah, totally, I love it so much. This together with Versace Pour are my two like favorite fresh, crisp summer scents for men. They are just so sexy, so fresh. I would smell loads of like, what were they, like Adidas fragrances back in the day when I was younger. And these two like kind of remind me of that like super sporty freshness. It's just such an attractive smell to women. I don't know why, but it is in our brain. It kind of goes like, oh, sexy smell. But this fragrance is great. The only issue is longevity, I won't lie to you. So you have to reapply it. But it is, the DNA is there, and it's so good if you can get it at a discount, discounters, maybe sale or something. This is so good. Next up is another one of my personal favorite blue fragrances. This is very safe, blind buy appropriate. Everybody will love it. You can't hate it, and everybody around you will absolutely love it. It's YSLY, the new Intense version, and it is killer. This Y line, they just nailed. It's woody and fresh, but it's also, I would say, it smells a bit more sophisticated than something like Dior Sauvage, for example, because Dior Sauvage is just everywhere, whereas this is a bit more under the radar, a tiny bit more under the radar. But especially the new Intense version, it smells expensive. It's a very strong fragrance, so you'll get longevity and projection with this one, and it's one of those blue fragrances that you can wear every single day, no matter the occasion, and smell absolutely gorgeous. This little one, this is Paco Rabbane Invictus Eau de Toilette. This fragrance is so good. I just spray it everywhere. Still somehow, I just love this fragrance, this version of this fragrance, because there's a lot. But this is so good. I mean, it's fresh, but still very fun. It just reminds me of like somebody who loves to party, honestly, and this is a strong fragrance that is sweet and aquatic at the same time, and the two work together perfectly for somebody who loves to like go to beach parties, I would say. Like I can just see like a beach club person just going to a bar somewhere around water, having a great summer. This is that sort of a fragrance. It's very like not a worry in the world, manly, amazing smelling. Can't go wrong with this one. This whole line is just amazing, and the Eau de Toilette is my favorite because it's just the most fun. The other ones are a bit more intense. I would say they're like trying a bit too hard, trying to pump their chest a little bit too hard, but this one is just the perfect one. Let me know what is your number one favorite fragrance right now in the comments. I'll link all of these down below. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.